His wife had made repeated pleas on Fox News. Also on the president's list, Rudy Giuliani's former police commissioner and friend, Bernard Kerik. As the president declares today, he is the chief law enforcement officer of the country. The disaster at Daytona, Ryan Newman flipping over, and tonight news just in on his condition. The alarming headline on the coronavirus tonight: the lead doctor in Wuhan dies from the virus at just 51. And here at home, retracing the steps of vacationers who had coronavirus here in the U.S., but who are now gone. Mayor Bloomberg rising in the polls, now making the cut. He will be on the debate stage as the other Democratic candidates prepare to take aim. The storm system moving through the Northeast as we're on the air tonight, and the state of emergency in the South, bracing for heavy downpours, and Rob Marciano times this out. Harvey Weinstein's fate now in the hands of the jury tonight, and possibly the first clues from those jurors. We have breaking news tonight in the search for a missing student, the discovery late this afternoon, and why authorities had pointed to the bumper missing on her car. The ABC News investigation tonight, we take you inside the Amazon rainforest. Dan Harris witnessing an armed tribe chasing down illegal loggers, capturing them and turning them in. But later, they are let go, and those loggers come back with deadly force. The stunning images, the avalanche, 2 women buried, one pleading to rescue her friend. And tonight, we remember the actress from Good Times, who also wrote one of the most famous TV themes ever.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with the flurry of pardons and commutations from President Trump, who declared today he is the chief law enforcement officer in this country, granting clemency to 11 individuals, and among them commuting the sentence of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who was a one-time contestant on the president's show, Celebrity Apprentice. The president said today that he had seen Blagojevich's wife and her pleas on TV. She had repeatedly pleaded for clemency on Fox News. Also on the list, former New York City Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik, appointed by then New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. They are still good friends. And this all comes as the president has faced scrutiny for his public comments about the Roger Stone case and about federal prosecutors, the Justice Department reducing Stone's sentence recommendation. ABC Chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off tonight.
The most famous name on President Trump's clemency list today, Rod Blagojevich, the disgraced former Illinois governor and one-time contestant on Celebrity Apprentice.
I'll do anything, right? Legal and ethical and honest.
Blagojevich, a Democrat, had served 8 years of a 14-year sentence for attempting to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat. His wife, Patty, appealed directly to the president on Fox News.
The president's about justice and fairness, and, we hope that he looks at Rod.
The president was watching.
He served 8 years in jail. It's a long time, and I watched his wife on television.
The president also issued pardons to other high-profile people at the urging of his friends and supporters, including the former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, a longtime friend of Rudy Giuliani's, convicted of tax fraud. Another pardon went to one-time junk bond king Michael Milken, who served time in the 1990s for securities fraud. This comes as President Trump is under fire for attacking federal prosecutors in cases against his political allies. Today, he was at it again, complaining about the treatment of his friend Roger Stone and his former national security advisor Michael Flynn, whose case is now under special review by Attorney General Bill Barr.
I think Roger Stone's been treated unfairly. I think General Flynn has been treated very unfairly. I think a lot of people have been treated very unfairly.
These are just the kind of comments that Barr told ABC's Pierre Thomas are making his job impossible.
To have public statements and tweets made about the department, about our people in the department, make it impossible for me to do my job.
Are you making his job impossible?
Yeah, I do make his job harder. I do agree with that. I think that's true. He's a very straight shooter. We have a great attorney general, and he's working very hard.
The president said he hasn't actually intervened in any of these cases, but he insisted he could if he wanted to.
I'm allowed to be totally involved. I'm actually, I guess, the chief law enforcement officer of the country.
All right, so let's get to Jonathan Karl live at the White House tonight. And John, President Trump's longtime friend, Roger Stone, will be sentenced on Thursday. And the president was asked today if he's going to pardon Stone.
Yeah, he's been asked that before, David, but today he said he hasn't given that any thought. But even as he said that Stone has been treated unfairly and sounded like a president that will at least consider giving Stone a pardon down the road.
All right, we will see. John Karl live at the White House tonight. John, thank you. And next to that horrific crash at the Daytona 500 on the final lap. And there is news coming in tonight on the driver, Ryan Newman's condition. He is alert and talking with doctors. Newman was in the lead, hit from behind, going airborne, then hit by another car erupting in flames. Crews rushing to Newman's side, working to free him. Millions of fans watching this. Well, tonight, that news on how he's doing, and it comes 19 years to the day after Dale Earnhardt Sr. was killed on the track. ABC's Victor Oquendo at Daytona.
Crash into the wall, into the air.
Tonight, NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is lucky to be alive after this fiery crash at the Daytona 500.
Next flag will end the race, and Newman is there.
Newman had just taken the lead in the final lap when a bump from behind sent his Ford Mustang spinning into the wall at 200 miles per hour.
In a shower of sparks on his roof.
Driver Corey LaJoie smashing right into him.
I didn't even know who I hit. You're concentrating on trying to get a good finish.
Newman's car crossing the finish line upside down and in flames. Silence in the stadium as emergency crews extracted the 42-year-old from the wreckage.
He's in serious condition, but doctors have indicated his injuries are non-life-threatening.
Denny Hamlin winning the race in a photo finish. His teammates praying in the pits. Hamlin telling Kelly and Ryan he didn't realize the crash was serious at first.
Wrecks are so common at the end of these races anyway that you don't think anything about it, and got informed in Victory Lane that it was something serious.
Newman, a father of two, flipped his car in a crash at this same track back in 2003. And 19 years ago tonight, racing legend Dale Earnhardt Sr. lost his life at Daytona after this crash, also in the final lap. After that crash, NASCAR beefed up safety regulations. There has not been a fatal crash since. NASCAR is now investigating. They'll look into why his car was leaking fuel and if there were any other safety issues. We still don't know the extent of Ryan Newman's injuries, but again, the good news tonight, he is awake and communicating with doctors and his family. David?
That is good news, Victor. Thank you. Next to the major headline in the coronavirus outbreak, the battle to contain it. Tonight, we have now learned the lead doctor in Wuhan, China, has now died from coronavirus at just 51 years old. Here in the U.S. tonight, we are hearing from the cruise ship passenger back home who is now sick and in an isolation unit at a hospital in Nebraska, as authorities also try to retrace vacationers who had coronavirus here in the U.S. and who are no longer here. ABC's Clayton Sandell from Nebraska tonight.
Tonight, the race to contain coronavirus means many people aren't going anywhere.
I am in Omaha, Nebraska, at a quarantine unit.
Jerry Sarati Goldman and her husband Carl are two of more than 300 Americans evacuated from that cruise ship in Japan. Both seemed fine before heading for the U.S., but mid-flight,
when he woke up and I woke up, he was burning up. I went and got the doctor and they put him in the isolated tent.
Carl Goldman is now getting treatment in a specialized biocontainment unit and waiting for test results. The coronavirus death toll now more than 1,800, including the 51-year-old doctor in charge at a Chinese hospital in the epicenter of the outbreak. More than 1,700 healthcare workers there have gotten sick. At least 7 have died. In Hawaii, a couple on vacation flew home to Japan February 6th, later testing positive. Health officials now retracing their steps, and Delta Airlines alerting fellow passengers. In Cambodia, a second cruise ship, officials now testing more than 1,000 passengers and crew. For some, the dark cloud of coronavirus has lifted. Ken Burnett's wife and 2 children were quarantined at Travis Air Force Base for 2 weeks, reunited today.
And here in Omaha, they say they are still waiting for the CDC to come back with some results from coronavirus testing. In the meantime, the CDC tonight says they are enacting a new travel restriction. Anyone who was on that cruise ship is now barred from entering the U.S. until they are symptom-free for at least 14 days. David?
All right, Clayton Sandell tonight. Clayton, thank you. And next to the race for 2020 tonight, and former Mayor Mike Bloomberg rising in the polls, he will be on the debate stage for the first time this week. The other candidates preparing to take aim. They have said he is trying to buy the presidency. We do have breaking developments tonight in this, what Bloomberg is now promising to do if elected. ABC's Eva Pilgrim on the campaign trail in Nevada tonight.
24 hours before Michael Bloomberg takes the debate stage for the first time in this race, Bernie Sanders sounds ready to rumble.
Here is the message Anybody here worth $60 billion, you can run for president. And you can buy the airwaves. My friends, that is called oligarchy, not democracy.
Bloomberg's campaign manager says the Democratic primary is now a two-man race. The billionaire former New York mayor versus the self-described Democratic Socialist senator. That doesn't sit well with Pete Buttigieg, who came out of Iowa and New Hampshire riding high.
We're asking people to choose between a revolution and a billionaire who thinks that you can just buy your way onto television and win that way.
Later, I pressed the former South Bend mayor.
Do you think he's buying the race, or do you think he's just trying to beat Donald Trump?
No, he's definitely trying to buy the race, but here's the thing. It's not that simple. You have to actually be willing to look voters in the eye, to take questions. At some point, you've got to be ready to be challenged.
Bloomberg's rivals making it clear that tomorrow night, the gloves come off.
This is about our values. What kind of a nation we want to be.
Elizabeth Warren tweeting, at least now primary voters curious about how each candidate will take on Donald Trump can get a live demonstration of how we take on an egomaniac billionaire.
Eva Pilgrim on the campaign trail for us. She's in Las Vegas tonight. And Eva, Michael Bloomberg, as we know, hasn't been on a debate stage since 2009. We've been told he's prepping with his team. But you've also learned some breaking news just before we came on the air tonight about a new promise from Bloomberg should he get elected.
That's right, David. We are just learning Bloomberg's campaign saying that if he is elected president, he will immediately put his company into a blind trust and then sell it. He knows his wealth will be an issue on the debate stage tomorrow night, and they are trying to get ahead of it. David?
All right, Eva Pilgrim with us again tonight. Eva, thank you. And next tonight, the storm system sweeping across the east, snow and heavy rain in the north as we're on the air tonight, and a new flood threat right down into the south where there is already a state of emergency in places. Heavy snow and a treacherous drive to the airport. This is Rochester, New York today. The threat heading east tonight, and new flash flood watches from Mississippi to Georgia tonight. Several rivers at risk of flooding. Tonight, the front stretching from the Gulf there all the way up into the northeast. So let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it again tonight. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. You said it right. This system is stretching out. Unfortunately, the southern part of this front is slowing down, and that's where we've seen the flash flood watches expanded for much of the southeast. There you see it on the radar, not just for this rainfall tonight, but for the rain that's going to come tomorrow and into Thursday. As you can see, that front sags across the Gulf of Mexico, and then a wave develops along it. So we'll look for more in the way of heavy rain for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia right through Thursday. This, while the next batch of Arctic air drops into the Midwest, temperatures will feel like below zero. Minneapolis, Chicago, and Des Moines on Thursday morning. The core of that cold gets here in the Northeast on Friday. David?
Rob Marciano with us tonight. Rob, thank you. Next this evening, the fate of former movie mogul Harvey Weinstein is now in the hands of a New York City jury tonight. Twice in the first few hours of deliberations, they sent questions to the judge asking for the legal definition of the charges and for clarification, asking how to navigate complicated charging instructions. Weinstein is accused of raping one woman and sexually assaulting another. He says any sexual encounters were consensual. If convicted, Weinstein could face life in prison. And the Boy Scouts of America have filed for bankruptcy protection as they face thousands of potential sex abuse lawsuits. The plan, including a possible sale of campgrounds and hiking trails, would help create a victims' compensation trust for payouts that could reach more than $1 billion. In the meantime, scouting programs for their nearly 2.2 million members will go on. We turn next here tonight to the ABC News investigation inside the Amazon rainforest amid a troubling new report. Deforestation has more than doubled in January from just a year ago. But tonight, an indigenous tribe is fighting back, capturing illegal loggers themselves. But as you're about to see tonight, when those loggers are then set free, some come back with deadly force. Here's ABC's Dan Harris and our team in the Amazon tonight.
Okay, so they have a prisoner. He's got his hand on his pistol, another hand on a machete.
We're on the front lines of a secret war.
We have no idea what we're getting into.
An indigenous tribe in the Amazon taking up arms, including rifles, knives, even bows and arrows, against illegal loggers destroying their land. We're right there as members of a group that calls itself the Guardians of the Forest raid a camp of outlaw loggers. Oh my God, says one suspect, he's gonna kill me. All told, they capture